Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today we are going to be creating flexibility throughout our hips, so find a little bit of space to move. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. So let's begin today in butterfly. We're just going to bring the soles of our feet together and our knees out wide. And so I want you to be able to sit nice and tall. So just bring your hands to your knees. Find that nice long spine, and then you can adjust where your feet are, how close they are to your hips, and how much you want to get into those hips. So take an inhale, lengthen your spine. You can even close your eyes here. Breathe. If you want to add a forward fold, feel free to fold forwards, but just try to let the upper body fold as far as it wants to on its own, instead of pulling yourself down by hanging onto the feet. Just gently pressing the bottoms of your feet together. And that should kind of just happen on its own. If you're folding forwards, you shouldn't have to try very hard. Just notice how your hips feel right now. And just kind of allow yourself to settle in. We'll take a few more breaths here, but close your eyes, just breathe. Put all those thoughts that might be on your mind off to the side. Nice job, you guys. Using an inhale if you're folding forwards to lift your upper body back up to that nice long spine. You can bring your hands back to your knees and then gently pull your knees together. Take a little rock side to side, or give yourself a little hug. Just shake it out a little bit. And then we're just going to cross our ankles, come onto your knees, and we're actually going to come all the way up to standing, so you can push yourself up, lift yourself up however you most gracefully can, and bring your feet out to the edges of your mat and turn your toes out to point out to the corners a little bit. So we're going to move up and down a few times into our yogi squat. Just kind of warm up a little bit. This is a flexibility class, not a strength class, so don't worry, we won't do too much here. But you're just going to try and find the deepest squat that you can find. Take it slow, and then you're just going to slowly stand back up. Yes, those quads might fire up a little bit, but that's all right. Slowly come down, find that deep squat, maybe hang out for a breath, and then we're going to come back up. And we're going to come down one more time, and we're going to stay for a few moments. So the lowest squat that you can find. Yes, some people are up here and their quads are on fire. I know. Stay there. One day you might have your hips a little lower, but wherever you're at today is beautiful, is great. So if your hands or if your elbows are able to connect to the inside of the knees, just gently open those knees a little bit. Maybe your hands want to come in front of your heart together at prayer. A nice deep squat, yogi squat. Awesome, you guys. You can also rock a little side to side, shake it out a little bit. Be nice and still, but lift that chest a little higher. Beautiful, you guys. All right. If you're able to bring your hands to the floor, we're just going to transition onto our hands and knees. So if you're up in a nice high squat, as gracefully as you can, bring your hands and your knees to your mat. Just take your hips for a little rock side to side. Shake it out a little. Shake it out. Feel. How do those hips feel so far? We're going to come into a lunge. So the right foot's going to come forwards, and we're going to send the hips forwards as well. So just check. See if you can stack your front knee over top of your front ankle. So if you're Sliding that foot forwards, bring your knee with you. Finding that left hip flexor. So you can keep your hands on your mat, chest low, or you can lift your chest. Maybe rest your hands on your knee. Find that nice hip flexor stretch. If you want a little more, let's take that left arm up. Reach up. Maybe even look up. Awesome job, you guys. Take another inhale here. And then exhale, let's lower the chest back down. We're just going to simply heel toe our foot over to the right side for our lizard. Turn your toes out a little bit. Bring your hands under your shoulders, sinking those hips low. Option to find your forearms. We're not staying in any of these positions, these poses too long. So that means you just got to settle in right from the start. Find that stretch and then just breathe. And relax. Awesome, you guys. If you're on your forearms, let's start to come back up onto the hands. And we're going to take our foot. We're going to heel toe it back to the middle of the mat. All right, we're going to stay on this right side, but I want you to slide your foot and your knee back, so on your knees, and then we're going to come onto our stomach. And you might want to lay on the left side of your mat a little bit. We're going to do a half frog here. So you're going to send your right knee out to the side. Kind of think about bringing the knee and the hip in a line, and then that foot is coming straight out from your knee, and you're just going to lay down. A little half frog. Not to worry, folks, if this isn't a great stretch for you. We're going to do full frog in a moment. But I want you to think about bringing that right hip to the mat. Can you connect the inner thigh and that right hip to the mat? You might need to adjust, play with it a little bit. Or you might feel that hip stretch a lot. Awesome job, you guys. All right, I want you guys to remember this half frog, because if full frog doesn't work for you later, you're going to do half frog again. So let's start to lift ourselves back up. Pull your knee in. Find your hands and knees, your tabletop. If you want a little rest here, just rock the hips side to side a little bit, and then we're going to move into our lunge on the other side. So the left foot's coming forwards. Sink those hips forwards. Try and stack your front knee over your front ankle. Find that right hip flexor. Soften those hips. Breathe. Finding your balance maybe as you lift your chest. Resting your hands on your knee. And if you want a little extra, take a big inhale and reach your right arm up. Maybe add a bit of a back bend. Awesome work, you guys. Take another inhale. And an exhale to bring it down. Hands to the mat. Heel toe your foot over to the left side. Turn those toes out a little bit. Hands to the mat. Sink those hips towards the floor. Option to find the forearms if you want it. Know that we're not here very long. So soften the back of your neck. Relaxing through your shoulders. Nice job, you guys. Okay, if you're on your forearms, start to climb back up. Slowly heel toe your foot to the middle of your mat, and then we'll send that knee back, coming onto your stomach, setting up our half frog. Left knee out this time, making that half a frog leg. Half a frog leg, and then think about that inner thigh, that left hip. Can they connect to the mat? Maybe, maybe not. And then just relax for a moment. And then just imagine, can you do this full frog, the same position with both of your legs out nice and wide? Maybe, maybe not. We'll give it a try for sure. Nice work, you guys. All right, lifting yourself back up. Coming onto your hands and knees. Take your hips for a little rock side to side if you would like. We're going to find child's pose here. So I want you to bring your knees up nice and wide. And you can start by bringing the big toes together. And I want you to send your hips back towards your heels. Keep the chest lifted for a second. And see if you can just push into your palms and send your hips back towards your heels. Once you've gone as far as you've gone, or you can go, you can let the chest and the forehead start to lower. If some of you want a little more, a little prep for frog, you can start to bring your feet out a little wider, but we're still trying to push our hips back towards our heels. Nicely done, you guys. Using an inhale. When you're ready, just start to lift those hips, slide them back in. Take a seat on your heels for a second or stand on your knees. Just take a moment. Notice those nice, refreshing sensations running through those hips. Okay, we're going to do our full frog now. So full frog doesn't work for you. You're going to do half. I'll tell you when to switch sides. You can start with the right leg out though. Full froggies, we're going to bring our knees out nice and wide. So you're probably not going to get the inner thighs and your hips all the way down to the floor. You might. You definitely might, but not to worry if you can't get them there. So the feet are out wide as well. So this is different than our child's pose because when you send your hips back towards your heels, you should deepen that stretch that you're getting through your hips. So you can try to just gently push the hips back and see if it deepens it. Then you're probably in a good spot. I forgot to mention, you guys, to roll your mat over. So if you're on a nice hard surface, come back. Let's be nice to our knees. Sorry, I forgot to mention this because I'm on a soft surface. So you can roll your mat over a couple times. And that's going to be some nice cushion for your knees. Your knees will thank you. So definitely roll your mat over or use some sort of towel under your knees. And then maybe you want to find your forearms or drop your chest all the way down, half froggies. Stay on the side that you're on for just a little longer. And let's just take a moment here and let those hips open up. And this one can be quite intense, so just try to breathe through it. And if you need to move, move. And my half frogs, you can slowly start to switch sides. We're about halfway through this, so find your breath for these last few moments. Breathe softness into the inner thighs, into the hips, the groin, wherever you feel the love. And if you want a little more, just try and send the hips back towards your heels. Awesome job, you guys. If you're still with me, good job. As gracefully as you can, lift yourself up and out of this. So unroll your mat, I should say. Come onto your knees and let's bring our knees together, our feet together, and we'll take child's pose, or you can stay just sitting tall, but keep your knees nice and close. Resting your tummy on your quads. Your arms can find your sides with your palms facing up. And just let the forehead come down. Just taking a few breaths here. It's kind of bringing the hips back to a normal position. Or maybe just a different position. Nicely done, you guys. When you're ready, just use an inhale to lift your forehead all the way back up. We're going to cross our ankles and lay all the way back onto our backs. So bring your legs out in front. Roll all the way down. Might feel good to hug your knees in and do a little rock side to side. How are your hips feeling? So one more hip opener today. If you want some more happy baby, bring your knees out wide. You could even keep the big toes together, do a reclined child's pose, just hugging the knees kind of to the outside of your upper body. Or if you want to reach for the feet, maybe on a rock side to side. Nice job, you guys. If you're hanging onto your feet or your knees, you can start to let it go. Feet to the floor, slide your legs out nice and long. I don't know about you guys, but I really felt that, really needed this hip opening practice today. So take as much time as you would like in Shavasana. Just relaxing your entire body. Taking a few more minutes for you. And I just hope that you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.